Hello and welcome to today's video where we are going to be looking at the addition of integers. Actually, we're looking at two concepts. We are looking at the addition of integers and we are also looking at a concept called zero principle. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to draw a couple of things and hopefully you'll have an understanding by the time the video is done. If not, please feel free to watch the video again or pause as you need to go through and try to figure out the steps as we go along, okay? So what we have here are we have a couple of equations. We've got -3 plus +5. We've got -2 plus -3, and we've got 5 plus -8. And what you'll notice is that sometimes you'll see a bracket around the negative number, and that bracket just simply means that you are dealing with something that is wrapping around the negative number just to give you a visual to know that the number is a negative number. So that way it's not confusing if you're reading -2 plus -3. Some kids will often get confused when they look at a plus and a minus together and it'll shut them down a little bit. So we're just letting you know that a number inside of a bracket with a negative number is simply a negative integer. So I've got two different colors of markers here, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw out the negatives in one color and we are going to draw the positives in another. So we'll take -3 here and we're going to represent these by just little circles with little symbols inside of it. So -3 we would just simply represent as 3 circles with a negative sign inside of it. And then if you take a look, we're going to put 5 in orange and we're going to put plus symbols inside of it. Okay, now the concept of adding is pretty simple. You've been doing it probably forever, but the idea of adding is to bring two things together. So we've got a group of -3s here, and we've got a group of +5s here, and we're just going to simply add them. Now this is where the second concept comes in that I mentioned off the top, is this concept of zero principle. And the idea is simply this. If you have a negative and a positive and you bring them together, a negative and a positive will cancel each other out. So if you take a look here, you've got a negative chip and a positive chip, and if we bring them together, they just simply cancel each other out, make 0. That's the idea of zero principle. Let's take a look at this. If we do this one as well, they cancel, and if we do this one as well, they cancel. And what we're left with is these two positive chips that don't have a negative to go with them. So our answer is simply +2. It's whatever's left after we go through and cancel out the zeros. So we have +2 as our answer for this one. Now let's take a look at this one. This one has two different groups of negatives. So it might look a little different if we have a group of negatives here and a group of negatives here. And remembering that the concept of addition is to just simply bring things together, there is no positive for this to cancel out. So if we just push these chips together, we just simply have to count them. We have a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and the answer is simply -5. Now let's take a look at this one over here. Again, we notice that we've got a positive integer, we've got a negative integer that we are adding, and we'll do them in different colors again. We're going to put the positives this time in yellow. There's a positive, and we've got 5 positives all together. And then what we're going to do is represent our -8 with the same thing in orange this time, and we are going to draw out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll do very similarly to what we did over here on the first one, where we're just going to look and see these cancel, these cancel, these cancel, these cancel, these cancel, leaving us with -3 as our answer. So you'll notice that using zero principle for the addition of integers, if you draw it out, it kind of gives you the concept that canceling out is going to leave you with your answer. One of the concepts that one of my students came up with yesterday was, she said that whatever number is larger, -3 and -5, you're going to have a positive integer. You have a 5 and an 8, and it's a -8. Well, you're going to have a negative integer on the back. So you can kind of keep that in mind as well. This has been a real quick video trying to show you some concepts in math, addition of integers, and zero principle. Again, feel free to go back and watch if you feel like you need to. And don't forget to pause as you're working through things. Thanks very much.